Hello and welcome! I'm DDF Racer and today I have a little announcement to make. Recently, the good folks over at RaceRoom have been showcasing various content creators throughout the sim racing community. For example, Gamer Muscle, DaveCam and Jardier, by hosting an official ranked multiplayer server throughout each week with a car track combo of their choosing. And this week, it's my turn! Yeah, that's right guys, I'm getting my own server. Now, it wasn't easy to come up with a car track combo, but after much deliberation, I decided to go for the DTM 2020 cars at Watkins Glen, but not the layout you're probably thinking of. Get rid of the chicane, get rid of the boot, and you've got yourself the short circuit, which, in these cars, is ridiculously high speed. Every corner is a mid to high speed corner, so you don't have to deal with any of that turbo lag insta-spin nonsense at any point of this sub-minute lap. Now, I know you probably panicked a little bit when I said DTM 2020, but honestly, on this layout, you might drop it down to third for the first corner, but the rest of the lap is almost flat out, and these things just stick to the road with the aero grip. And with plenty of revs left to play with in 6th gear at the fastest point of the track, there's going to be one hell of a slipstream up for grabs from the car ahead too, even without the DRS and push-to-pass systems, which are both available on these DTM 2020 cars. So yeah, make sure you map those buttons in RaceRoom if you haven't already. Seriously, trust me, if you don't, you're going to be a sitting duck. Being brave in the corners and judging your run to perfection is going to be so important in these races, with not much to split the cars on pure pace alone. Hopefully, it should all come together to create some super close and exciting racing. So, what's the format? Well, instead of picking a rookie server with regular 15-minute races throughout the day, I decided to go for the daily special race, which runs at 7:30 PM in each of the European, American, and Oceania regions. Specifically, this will be a 60-minute race with fixed setups. As is standard with RaceRoom's ranked servers, there'll be full damage, full tyre wear, and full fuel usage. And although there's no mandatory pit stop, you're gonna need to make one at some point if you want any kind of tyres left on the car at the end of the race. From my testing, I found out that you're going to be running at 0% just short of the 40-minute mark, so a one-stop is possible in this hour race, if a little bit risky for punctures. Also, the fuel is going to be super tight with the tanks only holding 120 litres, but you're going to need around 125 to 130 litres to make it through the full hour. It takes forever to refuel these cars, so those who can lift and coast and potentially save a little bit of fuel throughout the race might be able to jump a few spots in the pit lane with a much shorter stop. Now, of course, with this being a DDF server, you're probably going to be expecting me to be racing on these at some point. And you'd be right. Because I'm based in Australia, I usually only make it onto the Oceania servers for the RaceRoom ranked events. But in this week, I'm going to be doing things a little bit differently and taking part in all of the regions. Yep, that means I'm going to be on the European and American servers too. Although because of the way time zones work and all that, I'm only going to be able to take part at the weekend on specific days. So, if you want to come and join me on the ranked servers, then pay attention to this next bit. I will be racing on the European server against all you lovely Europeans, UK people and so on for the Friday daily event. This means the 7:30 PM server that goes live in the CEST time zone, which is UTC +2. Not so lovely for me, however, because it's going to be 3:30 in the morning, but I'll have a nap afterwards followed by a strong Vietnamese coffee, so all good. I will then be racing on the Oceania server for the Saturday daily event. This is my usual server time zone, so there's probably going to be quite a few familiar faces from the AusNZ sim racing scene around. For this one, the server goes up at 7:30 PM in the AEST time zone, which is UTC +10. And finally, I'll round things off on the American server for their Saturday daily event. This means the 7:30 PM server that goes live in the EDT time zone, which is UTC -4. Now, I will be streaming all 3 of these races live here on YouTube, with the usual in-chat giveaways for some free RaceRoom content as well. So if you're not already subscribed to the channel, maybe consider doing that now and pressing the notification bell so you don't miss a thing. And of course, feel free to also come along to my Discord server, link in the video description, to join the conversation with myself and the rest of the DDF community. And at the risk of being Captain Obvious here, these are just the races that I'll be taking part in, but don't forget, the servers will run throughout the entire week between the 17th and the 23rd of June, so even when I'm not around, you can still go racing DTM 2020s at Watkins Glen and get your slipstream on. Massive thanks again to RaceRoom for giving me this opportunity and hosting these servers, and also for the giveaway codes too. Now, in the interests of transparency and honesty on this channel, I also want to make it clear that I am not being paid by RaceRoom for any of this, nor am I paying to have the channel promoted by RaceRoom either. I just genuinely enjoy the sim for what it is, and I guess the devs seem to enjoy my content too, so happy days. Anyway, I hope you enjoy racing this combo, and I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys out on track real soon. Until then though, you look after yourselves, and let's go and fill those RaceRoom ranked servers up.